get out. You get out. Let me show you. Go to Good morning, people. How are you today? Those are they gotta tell you that they need. She lied to you and me. Everyone she see, then she lied to me. She telling me that you want to be, but she promised me that you never be. Ayagala sente, ino kuzukukanga kubwase. Ayagala sente, ino kuzukukanga kubwase. Chesiri, onsobede, non sabanga ezakulese. Wenzikuwa, unkubuse. Kugamba kwagara na ingechi tufu. Ayagara sente, wakukwata kona kukuta no sumagiru. Kuzukukanga kubwase. Ayagara sente. Good morning. Yeno kuzukukanga kubwase. Digida. Abalala bonna bandekawo abalungi temwesigwa. Asaba ku mulungi afawoza. Now you go get your money, yeah. Kamba we yakala kamu tutandike bannange. Today we are talking VAT, we are talking Efris, and we are take a picture of you, 3D glasses, make you an invention. Baby girl, you will rock with me. Wait, good morning. Is what I feel inside when you're on my side. When you kiss me, when you touch me. done a lot for me. So I do the simple thing for her. Cause she gave me one, everything she gave me one, you know. Good morning, my people. How are you today? I tell you, 24th April. Why? What did you do of all the goals that you said to do this year? Kachitegeza umwaka tugutuse mu 3 quarters. Chitegeza nawe no kubanga ukoze 3 quarters. Yeah, 3 quarters actually, because it's 4 months divided by 12 divided by 4. That's 3 quarters. So 33.3% of your goals should have been achieved by the end of nzijukida abantu abo wabisigenda itawo nakajukira. You know, I did a video yesterday of CVT saying about the bad roads, how the bad roads will spoil your car. There are roads I no longer go to because they have rocks and all that stuff that can easily damage your caranks down there. Caranks, it's the pan, the oil pan, the hydraulic oil pan that is down there, so stones can hit it and you end up spending a lot of money replacing of a gearbox, and yeah, that's not pretty. So there are places I don't go. So good morning, my people. How are you? I'm going to read your names. Today we want to talk about Efris. We want to talk about the VAT system, the VAT as a tax. Now, how do I come to be talking about these things? I personally, my company was forcefully registered for VAT, forcefully registered for VAT. And I was furious in the beginning. I was really furious. I wanted to go and complain to URA, why are you guys registering us for VAT? We don't regularly make that kind of money. And then I thought to myself, why are you complaining with these guys? VAT is paid off of sales. So if you don't make the sales, you don't pay, you don't charge VAT. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Of course, in the beginning, we're going to struggle as a business, struggling because you have to, your prices are going to increase by 18%. You have nothing to do. But let me tell you one thing. At the end of the day, people will adjust. And of course, one thing I realized, if you want your business to not be disrupted in the beginning, you don't charge your customers VAT. You let like a trade period pass, like a month, and then the next month you can increase. And these are things that marketing people should be telling people. I will tell you that there is a positivity in everything. And that's what we're going to be exploring today, so that you guys that have small businesses in Kampala can find positive ways of living with the tax regime that is and you know, Kati, I've been told by some of the best marketers in the country, in Zemukusoma marketing, my marketing journey. I started studying marketing in 2018, and for that entire period of time, I've been exposed to the greatest minds of marketing in the country. And I can tell you, if there is one thing that marketers know how to do, and marketers should learn how to do, and it's the one thing that I've gotten to learn, is that you either work with what is there and make it positive, or you quit and go in another system that you can work with. That's why you find some of the best marketers, when they can no longer work with the system that is in Uganda, they go. You find some of the best marketers in Zanzibar, South Africa, you find them in Namibia, because he feels it's unfair. Here he just leaves. And that's the thing that I've been telling my people here, that the day I feel like Uganda is unbearable, I will leave and never come back. I'm saying it again. The day I find that Uganda is unbearable, like it's really bad, I will live with my family and never to return. And I'm not saying it because I've never left the country. I've been to several countries, so I know how it is in those countries. So I know the taxations that is in those countries. Some of those countries, guys pay more tax than we even pay here. But the thing is, some of those countries, they pay tax and they get services. The governments give them the services they're supposed to give them. So yes, we cannot compare ourselves to those countries. I'll give an example of Norway, one of the countries that if I were to leave Uganda and never come back, I'd want to go to Norway. Yes, I'll face a lot of discrimination, but for me, I've been to countries that have faced discrimination. I think eventually I would adjust. If you can adjust to living in Uganda, what can't you adjust to living to? Either sometimes I see, there are people that I know that have gone abroad, and the reason they came back here was because they faced discrimination. Call it racism. They faced racism in those countries. I decide to go and you tell me racism is bad. That's why me I sense Sijja kuva Kampala. nga Kampala tatabuse Kampala bwana ntabukako ngenda kufuluma sijja kudda nja genda they will racism me and I would stay there nze nyabagamba nga abayi nze senga manje nadduke Kampala nze bino bye mukola it's simple bino bye mukola temuli someone will discriminate you and you discriminate against yourself also. You will say, you black person. I say, yes, I'm black, I know. That's in Zimbabwe. The day I leave Uganda, because I find that these things I cannot live with them, I will leave and never return. I will take my kids. If their mother accepts to go with me, then I'll go with her as well. If she doesn't accept and she wants to stay, she stay. Me, I take my kids. They are my blood. For us, we go and we live there. And I get them a Muzungu stepmother. But Bazungu stepmothers don't mistreat kids, do they? From my experience. Anyize tamanyi we are planning for the future. We are planning wango yinzo gano okuve Kampala. Nze ngatenze bakisenyi basazeewo bagende. So anyway, guys, so this is what we are talking about, VAT Efris. Now, I've only recently been forced to, my company has been forced to, forcefully registered for VAT. So, don't think that there are so many companies that will register for VAT voluntarily in Uganda. There are very few. There are very few. Even in me, my company, we did not, because we did not feel the need to. But in Uganda, apparently, my accountant told me, in Uganda, you don't argue with URA. You find ways to work around that. You can go negotiate, but even if you are in right, those guys are seated in AC, they are enjoying. Ochitegera kansoke nsome kumanyaga mwenga wembabuza kuna sina vam parking one. Mugalasi Joshua mixed farm na ogenda tuko sasule VAT. Valerian Serunkumbo ogenda sasula VAT. Kade you will charge VAT on your products and services. Ntale Samuel, Wabuyi Nelson, Tusime Eddie, Travel Life Vlog, Hasmat, Hashim, Richard Rwanga, Mutumba Pade, Usama Hassan, Ivan Kayuchi, Central Forex Command, Sebugwa Umedi, Ibanda Bernard, Matembe Abdur Nasa, Ray, Antonio Random Things, Kutotsi Nicholas, Kato Jibiri Twaha, Matembe Abdur Nasa Gaseru Nkuma. Okay, Annie, here actually VAT is 1.5%. Yeah, totally. I know VAT here. VAT is a little high, but let me talk about that a little bit later. There are so many things for us to think about. There are more taxes here in Bahrain for business people, but the good thing is service delivery for their natives. Yes. Good morning, JK. But Arthur, you as a regular good taxpayer, when you pay extra tax, does Uganda Revenue Authority give back returns like it is in those countries like Norway? They don't. Jacob Agambe in Denmark, VAT is 25%. So yes, our VAT is a little lower than Denmark. Ne Arthur, I tell you asking Mama Aban to get a muzungu. Anti Mama Aban when basuzenga ngenze mu exile, Mama Aban ayinzo gatagala kuva wabwe. Nze nga muleka yo nga ntwala batabani bange nga mbafunira step mother omuzungu. Okitegeera. Munnaga abakyala balina okumanya step eddako nti kakati bwe sikola kino omwami step eno jazzaako okitegeera. Good morning Bill Gadgets UG Semusu Wilba. Good morning. Balina okumanya step ze tuzzaako bategeere nti tuli ba muzannyo mu buli ango yonna ofuna akaddako, mu buli ango ofuna akaddako. So anyway, VAT and Efris, and of course I'm going to tell you about inspection. Nyine ekintu kye njagala mbagambe mutegeere. But let's first do VAT and Efris. First, Efris, nze, I can tell you for a fact that nze nalinga beko Efris invoice. We were forced to do Efris. We did some work for Total. My company did some work for Total. Mo ECOP. And one of the requirements they had was that we give them an Efris invoice, budget Efris invoice. And of course, my accountant did all these things. I said, Efris, and then we would send them. They cannot pay you pakango because Efris. And for us, we did not pay 18% because we are not VAT registered. Atero muntu atali VAT registered, I'm sure Efris tosasula VAT. So we did not pay VAT because we are not VAT registered at the moment, at that time. And for people to understand what Efris is a system that URA is using to monitor how business people make money. Tonight tojja kulya goyogeze mwe nze nabagamba mfuna abakazi ababa wekitiibwa atachi manyi bwatampa mmere omulala ajja kumpa. Now if goods are negotiable, how will VAT be calculated? Katika mbabuulire, if goods are negotiable, you just have to tell your customers that we pay VAT. Okitegeera kati eno ngenda bagamba how a marketer, nze nga marketer, how I would approach it, because I'm a marketing personnel, and as a marketing person, nze mbandi woko advising amwe ba business people. If you hired me to be your marketer, I ought to be there to advise you as a business person how to go about this VAT issue, this Efris issue, nga naye bwokola sente. Okitegeera. And I'm going to try to do just exactly that today. So how would I go about it? Because let me tell you, I was forcefully registered for VAT. Ngana charging the nyinaba customer already abakola ki abajja bagenda okuyingira ngo already bali on the old rate that doesn't include VAT. So this is what you do normally. Of course, tusoke ku Efris guys, kansoke mali yomanyi nange njira nti Korea VAT is 10%. Yes, na yaba abantu balina emisolo emirala gye basasula mu gye mutasasula. Okitegeera. 18% is too much. V is era abana abanyumiddwa batambula bonna batambula basumagi. Let me tell you one thing. Efris is a system for URA to monitor sales being made by businesses. Why? Buli business, every business at the end of the trade period, which is a year, June for example, like at my company, Nango Mwaka Gwanginga Atha, my year ends in June. So in June, at the end of the trade period, this is what we do. At the end of the trade period, you file your returns, expenses, income, blah blah blah, and then on the profit, you pay income tax of 30%. However, the issue is you are able to tell that is why they are asking you to use Efris as a system so that they can monitor how much you're making, or remember at the end of the year because they realize that some people were reporting less than what they made. Into mutu akole milioni bisatu na ama nakola nkaaga ne yesanga nti wagamba nti nakola nkaaga nga yakola bisatu tasasudde musolo gwaina kusasula the 30%. So yes, there is a lot of tax avoidance. Eyoteba avoidance ebira evasion, because avoidance ndala avoidance yabagezi, evasion yaba yebe. Kati URA is trying to avoid tax evasion, whatever you guys call it. EVASION. That is the word I want to say. Okay, so that's what URA is trying to work on. Muberenga temukola tax evasion. So when you make sales nozi some Efris, URA na yefuna ko copy nti omwami ono mwezi ogwodde yakoze milioni 10, ogwazeko yakoze 2, ogwazeko yakoze 7, ogwazeko yakoze 3. Okitegeera. So that at the end of the year bwotekamu expenses zo, jukira nawe gyogula right now ogenda kubaba kwa Efris receipts, bagenda kubaba kwa Efris receipts, kitegeeza then nawe byoguze ebiri ku Efris gyebiri, then ogateko bye wagula nga bitebiri ku Efris because gyebiri. This is Uganda. Businesses, and not all businesses are using the Efris system. So ogatoga mbe nakola milioni 2 nenkozesa expense milioni 19. Okitegeera, kitegeeza nenfissa milioni 10. Ku milioni eze 10, URA wants to take 30% of the 10 million, which is the profit. I don't know if you get. Let me explain again in English. The Efris system is meant to avoid tax evasion. How? In the past, people used to say, I've made 100 million, when in actual sense, they made 300 million. So now with Efris, when you take all your sales and write them through the Efris receipt, now you are can finally say, now he made 300 million. We are sure. At least this is the money we are sure of. Okay? Now, of course, now they after the Efris, then they'll come and also go through your books of accounts and all that, if they choose to. But the goal is for them to know that you made 300 million, so that now you can report your expenses as long as you have proof of receipts and all that. And then you say, we made 200 million, our balance is 10 million because we spent 190, so we made profit of 10 million. Now, of the 10 million, every business is supposed to give you a 30%, which means if you make a profit in a year of 10 million, you give you a 30%, which is 3 million. However, businesses have been lying. Excuse me. That a business makes 100 million and it tells you that we made 80 and spent 90. So we made a loss when they didn't actually make a loss. That's why you're invested in the Efris system. So yes, Efris is not evil. It's evil for people that don't want to pay tax the right way. Now, me as Arthur, who has been paying 30% from my small earnings every year, finally, I know that at least some people will join us and start paying taxes. Now, supermarkets, some of the big supermarkets already use Efris. Like, go to supermarkets like Game, you'll see that everything you buy has 18% put there. Now, what happens? How does those supermarkets make money even after charging 18%? They negotiate. Someone was saying on the TikTok video I did yesterday, someone was saying, now our products are going to be more expensive. You source for cheaper products, or you get a cheaper supplier. Now, you know, the strategies I'm giving you, the strategies that a marketing person should be telling their business owner. The problem is that most business owners in Uganda, first of all, they don't want accountants, they don't want marketing people. You source for cheaper suppliers. This is where people that are selling to you expensively will not be making money out of you. What's the gate? 18% is too much on high cost of fuel, rent, which may cause. Guys, we are already paying 18% on fuel. You don't know. We already pay 18% on fuel because Shell as an organization pays VAT. So you already pay VAT on your fuel. Every petrol station pays VAT. Okay, charges you VAT at least. So you guys already pay VAT. You get. The only thing that the VAT system is doing, it is streamlining the system. Chitegeza, do you know why literally some families have companies registered as family companies? So that you can benefit you can get on the benefits of the VAT system. Because VAT can be deducted. Nekatoba piara o why you are akorachi. Jali bali mu SC. Bali mu kunywa mata. Sometimes I be there wondering, why is you struggling with these things? Before they even started forcing people to pay Efris, these guys should have done what I'm doing. They should have gone to all media channels, making sure that they educate people. They should have paid accountants. They should have paid tax lawyers to do this work. But they are there busy enjoying salaries. Yensije tulimu. Because I am sure one of their jobs is to actually educate people about taxes. I've Googled, let me tell you one thing. I've Googled today. They don't Google is the benefits of paying tax, of being VAT registered today. And let me tell you, URA has only one link. One link. And it doesn't even say benefits. It doesn't even say benefits there. But other countries, other tax authorities from other countries, they have articles, full articles talking about benefits of VAT. Now, this is a job of the PR, but I don't know. But still, this is our country. There is an example that I thought about last night. If you were growing up and you wake up one day and they tell you that your father is a night dancer, will he stop being your father? Of course not. He's going to be your father. Agenda kubaswaza. This is what is happening to us as Ugandans. We are being ashamed by the people that we cannot do away with. Do you know what happens? You wait until your father dies so that your family no longer gets ashamed. Ainama tuategera. That it couldn't be a problem, but we lack network systems. Electricity in Uganda doesn't give you return. But all those things can be worked on later. All those things will be solved in the future. Don't worry. Nze mbabulira when tata wo bwabera musezi tagenda kulekera okubata atawo. Choino okusaba kiri kimu mukama amutwale mirembe aveewo. Katata wo bwavaawo osegera family nerekera okuswala. Of course, in a way, the example is applying 100%, but it works here. Whatever is happening now, you just have to wait. Give it a little time. Because gwenga pado inzo butachusa, nangenga atanyizo butachusa. Kat, do you know what happened? You survive with it. Because basenga, ba uncle, abobo nabona, you can avoid them, but you cannot avoid your father. We cannot avoid URA. We cannot avoid government. So we live with the government. So this is the one thing I've learned from the marketing people that have told me. I've been told by some of the best. And I can tell you that this is the one thing that I've gotten from them. They work. They're very happy. Sometimes you'll be in class, no student comment out. Now the pain in their eyes. Nenga akuraganti, you know what? As marketers, this is our job. Our job is to get positivity out of everything. Now, this is what I'm going to try and explore. Efris is not bad at all. What to take the Efris, you can ask me. This is my understanding, and I'm not a tax consultant, I'm not a tax expert, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a tax lawyer, I'm not a lawyer. But this is my understanding and how I choose to see positivity out of it. And I've given a company an Efris receipt before. Ngeira, they made it clear to us without Efris they will not pay us. Because we got 3 installments. On all those installments twawangayo Efris receipt. Okitegeera. VAT yali badde kale wa 5%, but 18 is really too much. Anti je kakugambe Denmark abasasula 25%. Me I find that the 18% is okay. It's okay. Ensi yaffe tennakula. Right now the issue is we don't get the services. Twita mu nguudo za binya malwaliro teri malagala amasomero ga government mavundu. Okitegeera. Those are the things we should be talking. That's the conversation we should be having. Bampuga baba wa milioni bitano. Those are the conversations we should be having. And these conversations, I'm sure I may get a phone call from someone after this broadcast. But the conversations we should be having as people, regardless of who you support, should be as a government, because government ya fefe na. Si government ya abantu bamu. Yandi bade ekola bye yino kola nga tujiwadde VAT. Gwe VAT musasuli. That's your responsibility as a citizen. Pay the VAT. Good morning, Arthur. Hi, Quizera. Zan Banks, how are you? Valerian, but I think the word or term used is the problem. Why can't everyone define the term Efris just abantu ne bategera? Anti government PRYURA takola mulimu gwe. Takola mulimu gwe nkubudde kati PRYURA ayinzo bali mu kutwala abaana kusomero kusawe. Yali badde kati sawe na panikinga. Tumanyo okozesa tamu ewaffe ku mulimu je tugamba bannange when things are not going wrong at least duka director akulabe ngodduka. Ukitegeera mwawita abayindi bagamba nti omuyindi ayagala ati akulabe ng'otabula naye ng'olina kyokola. Ukitegeera kati PRYURA enze simanyi kyakola. Ukitegeera simanyi kyaliko. Balina obukyalo kyalo bwe bazze bakola obwabwe owned media. Anyiza n'okunyiza kwegaze simanyi bantu oba marketing ne public relations bamuyingira mu manyo lw'abaana abakolanga course nga bazikola by force muzadde wenga alabye ka gap mu URA inamga genda okole course yo ngenda kufunira wali omulimu nagumufunira nga tebayingira you with passion nga fe emirimu egimu gye tukola ndize emirimu ejange gyonna gye nkola ngikola out of passion. Era there is no way you can beat me in my domain kubanga ekikintu kye nkola mba nkitegeera ate nga nkyagala. Good morning, Derek. Katojibiri. So I have many questions about it. You ask Kato buuza gwe buuza buli kibuuzo. Simply electronic fiscal receipting and invoicing solution. Thank you. Arthur, did you advise us to wait till Papa is 6 feet under? Valerian, Papa genda. Hey. Tamunoza Papa tagende. Papa will go. Let me tell you, femake yetu ino mchale yatusomesa drama bamuyitanga Hamida Namuga. Hamida Namuga was one of the happiest people I've ever seen. Hamida Namuga nga kuyitanga ebintu bikulemena kwa tukoze tutyoyite. Hamida yatuwako ku mirimu gy'okuwandika twawandika storybooks for Fountain Publishers. Of course nga amanya gabaga gagenda naye ngera kuwa ku sente. For students that's all they need. So Hamida Namuga was one of the happiest souls we knew. Hamida Namuga yafa cancer. Kati gwe ngogamba mbu taata taafe. Batata bonna bafa. Olaba Hamida yafa. Waliwo omusajja omulala bamuyita Mubiru Ronald yali asomesa music e Makerere. Nze nga nkyali mufasiya na kubanga music wange oyo. Ayagala sente mu luwulide lwemba kubidde. Oluyimba ayagala sente na shooting a video yalwo. I had people be nali manya abayine moroka bonna ne bansuubiza. Naye nayansuubiza ku lunaku lw'okushooting a video, everyone did not answer my phone calls. Mubiru Ronald yali asomesa music, he was the chief organist at Namirembe Cathedral. He answered my phone call. Yali ayine moroka ye nga mpya 10 nga zaakajja. Mr. Mubiru gave me a car. Nga tamanyi okujjako knowing that I'm a student at the department because he used to teach music at Makerere as well. He told me, Arthur, you come for the car, come find me at Namirembe Cathedral. I went to Namirembe Cathedral and I picked his new Chikumi. Me, Arthur, I was 20 years old at that time. I went, he gave me his Chikumi. I used it okulaba video bagita ayagala sente agenda ku YouTube. Ayagala sente by Okeman. You will see ka Chikumi akali mwaka pia. Guy gave me his car. One of the nicest people I've ever met. Mr. Mubiru yafa. Mubiru died. Yaina abachara abiri, of course. That's one thing I remember about him, of course. Ngate yali Protestant. Yali kugayaza road, yali avuga. He got an accident. So those are two people that I can tell you that were very nice to me. That were very nice to all the people around them. Because you can imagine someone giving you their new car. Kuba yali asubula motoka, Mr. Mubiru. He was a trader of cars. And his car ngeri muna akapande ka for sale. I don't know if obane mu video kali mu akapande ako. But emoroka yenga yali asubula motoka. Era nga emoroka ebera mu akapande ka for sale. The dude gave me his car nga tamanyi nga atenze nali mvuga bubi Makerere awo navuga nga kibina bali bamanyi. Nze natukako n'okwagala ogitunda nga police nesimbyemu. Nagenda ne kubumuwala side mirror. Bina abana babbe Makerere abo bubina bibalemera mu waba pupu. The police started kunesi bali calling. Nge police nesibyeko. Okitegeera. Nenjagala n'okutunda emmotoka nesa agitunda batuka ne banvaako. Okitegeera. So anyway, but I'm telling you, if some of the nicest people I knew have gone, ne tata obwa abamuseza ajja kufa. So tata obwa abamuseza, you cannot do away with your father. Sigara wona ye, find wave maneuvering olumu mu meetings za family togenda kuba yinzo okukulya. Okitegeera. Bwobera ku kyalo muwolereze paka bwana afa ajja kufa. That's something I thought about last night, by the way. It's something, by the way, guys, I've been told by some of the biggest brains in marketing in this country, and it's the one thing I've learned with them. Tebali basanyufu. Mamuyinza okulaba omusajja nga avuga kirandi kuruza kyawo nga asirise nga tanyiganga si musanyufu. Naye agamba nkole ki? Nze nga Arthur, I don't have the power to make changes. Katika nindeko, let them take their natural course. Kubanga even the countries like the US, they did not develop in 1 year. Some countries developed in 100 years. If you went and talked to some people from like Norway, which is one of the most developed countries in the world, they will tell you their history, and they did not develop in 10 years. They did not develop in 40 years. Some people had to die naturally. So that other people that... What's again? You can imagine, you guys, I'm proud of Joel Senyonyi. He's very vocal about the things that should have been vocal. Of course, even Winnie Chiza was very vocal. Right? But I find that Joel Senyonyi has represented the men very well as a leader of opposition. He's saying the things that the people should be saying, because the goal for opposition is to oppose the government. You get it? But anyway, today Efris and VAT. So I've told you about Efris. Bobo inechibuzo ku Efris, you can ask. I will answer what I can. Chesi Sobola. We wait for the PR or URA because I'm sure someone from URA is watching this broadcast. Bwebanga tewali muntu wa URA aba broadcasting. The entire public relations department should be fired. I'm telling you. Baba tebaina buongo. These are things that you should be watching. Nze ngo muntu asomeka bana experience yina. I'm glad I went back to school. Kale katugende maso. Ana ina ekibuzo ku Efris to to addressing. Do you know that some businesses are going to fall? Yes, they are. Some businesses, and very many businesses are going to fall. And it's a natural system. It's how life works. Every morning there are cells that die off of your body. You have skin cells that shed off every day. ne bwoba osanira enviiri situko oyo omulaba, that is dead cell. That's a natural cause of life. Kato Usama Hassan, hi. Jombwe Juma, hi. Obadde obuze nnyo Jombwe. Football tribe. Joshua Gamba, Arthur, here in Dubai, everything you buy there is 5% VAT. But we see why they are collecting the tax. Even if you're not local, you're benefiting the services. Auntie Joshua, let me tell you one thing. This is going to happen. It is going to happen. One time, everyone will see where their taxes are going. Right now, we can't see. Right now, we can't see. And I'm glad that you guys can actually see that your taxes are not doing anything for you. That's the beginning, that you see that our taxes are not doing anything. But that should not stop you from paying the taxes. You pay. You pay the taxes. Your job as a citizen is to pay the taxes. Then afterwards, demand for what the taxes have done. Because in the past, I find that Batata Bafeneba Mama Baferuachi, they did not care, is because they were not informed. So they never asked. Ngabalo woza nti a minister bajana abagamba tubazimbidde oluzolo abayambe tabayambye. That's where your money is supposed to go. Ostegeera nze sikuba nangalo mu meeting za government nkuba zaaki nkukubira ki. You're supposed to do that. I pay. Nze sikuba ngalo sha. Nze ndi mubi nnyo sikuba ngalo nkusasula sente okole ebyo ate nkukubira engalo ng'obikoze. It's your job. The good thing, you guys, I'm really happy that the people here now know that your taxes are supposed to do things for you. That's the beginning. But now, let us pay the tax. Let us give them money. Every year I pay tax. I know that now it's not doing it, but the goal is for us as a citizenry to know. Katugende ku VAT, guys. Nyina kabozi kenjagalo banyumiza ka inspection. Temuvaawo. Temuvaawo. I had a chance to see that guy naye mama. I felt like vomiting. Everything he said was porridge. Ani gwogamba bannange? Ogamba ani? Ogamba ani gwe walaba oyo yali agala okugira okwonoona emmeme. So anyway, guys, let's go to VAT. Now, VAT is a value-added tax. And yes, there is a time I saw a trader on news, and at that time I agreed with him. Ngagamba nti VAT baba mcharging at different stages is double taxation. As a matter of fact, I saw the president asking the Commissioner General URA the same question. Can't VAT be collected once? At the time, I agreed with the traders. Naye mugenda kumpayo seconds nga 5 ku mukaaga tugende maaso ne VAT. Ngenda bamba buida why VAT is collected at different why VAT is collected at the different places where the VAT is collected. Mukitegeera mugenda kugira nga mulaba ka view ako for like a minute. Mumpeyo sekonde emu. Sekonde emu yokka. VAT mukyaliwo ansooke ndabe Bro, all supermarkets and pay that Efris, but the price of is low, which helps people to earn like a small profit. Avalere and Sijibu water. Aha. Kale tugende maaso katuli ku VAT bantu bange. VAT oyo mu nsi zonna VAT is collected at all the different points of value addition. Now, what is value addition? Value addition, olabe motoka eyo, for example. A motoka eyo, that Mercedes Benz, for example. When I buy it, okay? When I buy it, and of course, not every organization is supposed to charge VAT. It's companies that make 150 million and above that are supposed to charge VAT. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's only companies formatiki mujirabi obansinikire muri ebinyo. Valeri ani bambi toyogera bwotyo. Toyogera bwotyo nze wammwe. Akakati, when a company starts making 150 million and above annually, it's a start. Okay? Now, from what I understood, even if you made 150 million this year, and for the next 4 years you did not make 150 million, you're supposed to register for VAT. Because, Chitegaza, you have the ability to make 150 million. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So anyway, so now, let's imagine your company, Etunda Motoka, okay? And you make 150 million this year. You're supposed to register for VAT, and after you've registered for VAT, every car you sell, because it's value addition. Let me give you an example. Let's imagine omuntu nga Vianney asubule motoka. Vianney is one of our people here. Vianney asubule motoka. Now, he imports and also sells cars that are used. Okay? Now, let's just imagine registers a business called Vianney Enterprises. And that company starts making 150 million annually. Now, he becomes a VAT tax agent. Okay? And every car he sells is supposed to charge 18%. Luachi, what is the value added to that car? Let's imagine Vianney aguze chigege yeri maso. If when you buy that chigege, ojoza, nojifuwa, nojitekake mpire mipya, nojisiba engine, you're adding value to the car. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. You add value to that car. Every time value is added to something, you're supposed to charge VAT because you have added value. And because you have added value, because of the conditions that the country, or we imagine the government, has put in place for you to add value. And because you have added value, the person buying from you is supposed to pay a tax to the government to enable the conditions present to continue. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Every point of value addition, okay, the government is supposed to receive some money for enabling the conditions of value addition. That means security, that means good roads, your health, which they don't contribute to for now. Even the roads there, I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Ande banange bambega bande mumbere bulungi nze sibayina kubuzibu mukole bya mwenze ndabagambe tata obwo aba musezi omulinda bulinzi nafa ne mulekera okuswalanga family nze sibayina kubuzibu. So anyway, tuli ku chachi, tuli ku VAT. Every point of addition, ndi mukunonya example ndala jemba mulaba KFC. The companies that supply chicken to KFC, if they are tax collection agents, KFC pays 18% to them. Now, when you buy KFC from KFC, because they have added value to that chicken, you also pay KFC 18%. Muntu nuli di nyongere banyonyole. Sibanyoba muntegera. No, 150 million in turnover, guys. 150 million is not profits in turnover. Gweka store tunde ebintu ebiweza million 10 mu 5. You're supposed to start collecting VAT. on behalf of the government. I says, mweba guys, simanyi oba muntegeera. Tano, mweba gamba nti company ekole million 15 in sales. The moment you make sales of 150 million, kitegeeza ki abasubuzi b'emmotoka ab'omu Kampala bonna balina okubanga basasula VAT. Naye tebasasula. Do you know why? Because the receipts zaabwe teziyita mu Efris. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Katuyite eri sijja kuyite eno ennaku zino ndaba wangu Antonio si kyekyo. Kaduweti mukalabe kali ku bibbi tukaweeyo emyezi ng'emeka. Azana duweti ezo zibonyabonyeza abantu nkalaba duweti njirabanga Benz oba Golf mpitako mpite. Oba abantu bazibaguza batunuddewa. So anyway guys, VAT njagala kunoonya example endala ya value addition gyenyiza let me give you this. If farmer and you sell coffee and your turnover is 150 million, you're supposed to start charging VAT. It means that every person that buys your coffee is supposed to pay you 18% of the value of coffee they have bought, and this money you will collect on behalf of the government. Let's say someone came and bought from you coffee of 100 million. You're supposed to top up 18% VAT, so it means they'll pay you 118 million, I think. Is that it? 118 million. The 18 million is supposed to be the government VAT, value added tax. You get what I'm saying? So now that tax you pay the government, but there is something else with VAT that you people haven't understood, and this is one thing that made me happy. The way you collect tax for the government, there are people that collect tax from you on behalf of the government. So all you have to make sure to do is that everywhere that you buy something and they charge VAT, they give you an Efris invoice. Now, what is this Efris invoice going to help you? The Efris invoice is going to help you to make an offset that the VAT that you collected and the VAT you paid out, you subtract. You get the value you collected and subtract the VAT that you paid to other people. The balance is what you pay the government. Ntikati Joshua, you have sold coffee and collected 18 million on behalf of the government. But if you also paid VAT to other businesses that totals to 18 million, you don't give government any money. I don't know if you get to. That's what they usually say, that VAT can be paid back to you. You don't get it back in cash, but you keep your money. I don't know if I make sense, you guys. Kati mumbuze kucha VAT. For me, that made me happy. And that's the reason why big organizations don't want to deal with people that don't pay VAT. For the people that have dealt with big organizations, normally the first question is, are you VAT registered? Do you know why they ask you that question? They ask you to make sure, because tebagala bakuwe sente nyingi bonga tebagenda kufunamu. Kubanga, one thing, if you guys have realized, if you buy something from a supermarket that charges 18% VAT, and you buy something from a supermarket that doesn't pay VAT, you buy at the same price. You get what I'm saying? So this is what it means. Organizations like Shell, Total, if you're going to supply food to them, you have to be VAT registered, otherwise they will not deal with you. Requirements is over bidding. A VAT certificate is supposed to be there. Bobo no itamu, bobato sasura VAT, tejja kuyitamu. Lwachi kubanga bote balina we bakufunya mugenda bacharginga sowani ya mutwalo nga noli asasura VAT abacharginga mutwalo okitegera nga atoli abacharginga omutwalo VAT wabwe akomawo bwe babate bakufuna mu. Yes, they can report as an expense, but in a way it doesn't make sense. Engeri yokaje bagenda okuwa omulimo oba supplying emmere nga tosasura VAT is if you're very cheap nti oli obwa VAT abacharginga gumu kitundu go bacharginga kakaaga. Kachitegeza business esasura VAT isobana n'okuseeramu. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Because their business, if you're VAT registered, you will have the ability kati bine ebintu byara n'okubanga yabisadda ku website yabi nayo ba PR akola ki banange PR bobola ba video eno siri mu kuvuluga. These are things you should have done already. Ukitegeera, And I don't have the amount of experience you have. Oba bantu bayigire mu government balemala. I think balemala bulemazi ne batukanga ebintu ebitufu bayina okukola tebakyafayo bikola. Ate government tegoba. Bakuwa transfer oba bakusindika ku training ekyankwanzi oba bakusindika ebweru ogenda osoma okomewo ng'otegeera byokola oba ne bakudemotinga oba ne bakusindika up country. They don't fire. That's the thing with entering government. That is why abantu abasinga balwana kuyingira government. Okitegeera tusasula bazimba hotels na malls, our roads chichusa tunakasongola, we are not passing now, so means after 40 years they will work on everything using the Efris tax. Nedda mweba guy ekintu kyajaga tata uwa awadde bunsezi okumala emyaka 10 obusezi tebuwona. I don't want you guys to have a lot of hope. Just pay the tax. Hope mujijewo. This is what you should be telling people. Biriye byabali mu biveeko fe mutu wo musolo. And guys, abantu ku TikTok bagambye nalidde. Nze sinnalya. Nze I believe that bavubuka bannange balina okumanya ebintu bino. Because we mutabimanye mugenda sigalanga muli bitter. Abachina bwe bajja bo basasula VAT. Bayisa mu Efris. Basasula n'enguzi on top of that. Ne basurvivinga. Fe tuli mu complaininga. Abagwira bannakenya bajja ne bakola business wano. Babisasula byonna. Ne bafuna backdoors ne bayitawo. Gwe muna Uganda ekifo kyawe nyawe ekyokufuna engeri job beating system yo oli mu complaininga. Kati nze bavubuka bannange bo batogenda kudduka gwanga genda kubeera bweru. Ng'ogenda kubeera wano. Nze I believe it's important for you to understand how to survive in this country. Because you can survive. People have survived in this country and they are enjoying. So the sooner we learn to live with our dad Omusezi, the better. Arthur, please don't wish to listen to URA APR. I think the guy didn't go to school. If not, he's in the wrong office. Anti byandugamba n'ogwe ebimu. Naye ate alabikanga ategeera byakola. Ate ne department muteko kuba mulimu abantu abasoma ennyo abamu nga bamusinga. Senkindu John, are you talking about 100 ekyo nakizeemu? It's turnover. It's supposed to be 250 million. It's 150, Abdul Fattah. It's 150. Speaking as a person that was forcefully registered for VAT, it's 150 because it's a business and it's 150. Abdul Fattah. I'm still confused, bro, about VAT and Efris. You ask me exactly. VAT is a tax. Efris is a system. Efris is an invoicing system. Efris is an invoicing system. You use it to print receipts. VAT is the tax that is paid, that is collected by businesses that turn over 150 million and above on behalf of the government. Ontegedde katikato bobo ina kyota tegedde yongero obuuze nze wendi wano sina jenda ngena baddamu kubyetegeera kuntegeera yange y'ebintu bino. Now then someone will ask, kati bwe kibanga ddala Arthur si kibinga bw'oyogera, why are traders fighting VAT and Efris? Guys, the traders are fighting VAT because VAT paying companies zina okugaba Efris. Efris is what you are able to use to monitor. Is what you are able to use to monitor your income. Bakukako kusasura income tax or mutufu. So that's why traders are fighting Efris. What's that get? Kachovala anti-politics kintu chikuru. Ntibana abasajja ba trader bali mu okulwanyisa ebintu bino at parliament level. Abazungu America bo batu mwe mulowooza, you guys have heard of the pending ban on TikTok in the US. You have heard of it. Mwe mulowooza anti government yerwanyisa TikTok. Facebook yerwanyisa TikTok. Because TikTok has taken over. Kati Facebook naye eteekamu omusimbi mbali abasajja abali mu parliament ya America. Mukube TikTok eveo Facebook edemu ekoleki edemu ewambe. So what the traders should have done was fighting this thing from parliament. But trader mbalaba baozanga fete tuli mu politics. Buli boza fete tuli mu politics. Abali mu politics bonga bayisawo bye bayisawo. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Gine emisolo abasuubuzi balina girwanyisa at parliament level. Nti kati mulabanga parliament bwe yarese bill okuteta omusolo ku mafuta gettaala kusimanya biki. This is the time that the traders should be going to parliament balabe bani abri mu kakiiko akagira tubateekemu omusimbi balemese. That's how politics is played. For politics bwe tubeeramu ono okujja ku TikTok ne tuleekanda si politics. politics omutuufu tulina mulwaniriza eri mu parliament okitegeera. That's why literally everyone buli afuna amagezi gennyina alwana agende mu parliament ngalowooza anakyusa ebintu. Bw'atuuka mu parliament nga talina backing emumala, abasuubuzi abalina sente abaali badde bongeramu kasente kubanga mwe mumanye nti yo gavumenti eteekamu sente abantu bayo bagirondera ebintu biyitewo. Kati nammwe abali ebweru abawagira opposition nammwe mwali badde muli mu parliament nga mu opposition sente. Kubanga let me tell you one thing, ezo milioni 5 muzira bampuuga ze yalidde senga opposition business people bazimwa teyaliridde zaabali. Bannange once you try to answer gant politics mutegeera nnyo naye bw'otandika okutegeeramu ku politics omanye ebintu nga bwe bitambula. Feno gye tubeera gye tukubira kerere ku radio ne TV baluta maguzi bajja ku radio bakube kerere. You business people that have money so that you approach them and start funding them so that they cannot be compromised the way they are being compromised now. Mwebe muoza government egula bagundi bagula because mwete mubagula. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I was talking to a certain girl sometime over in Musangawa, and then she was telling me this dude Yamenya Church Munde, but you remember that story? That dude has been buying people's land like that. That dude, the OC, the chairperson, all the people that would fight for the people, who are in office there, they go to that guy's office every month and collect money, 500,000, 1 million. So it's very hard for you to go to any of these people's offices. Never kolako. Chobola nti bisere imugenda ku police ne mulopa. Osina akusekerera n'okusekerera. Kubanga oluva nga akubira mukazi waliwo nakulopya omusango wano. That is how politics is played. Cheche n'abagamenti bobale tata wonga musezi. Either mukube ku mutwafe mpangira abatemba mukube ku mutwafe oba linda afe nacho causes. I don't know if you get sense of what I'm saying, guys. So yes, VAT is not bad. All countries pay VAT. Abantu bonna bonna basasula VAT. Era VAT mugenda musasula. And let me tell you one thing. This thing is not going away. Do you know why? Because it went to parliament nechiita. Parliament yabisa. Parliament kasteise teka bweliti. Nebwa okolachi. Era I'm telling you guys that what the president did yabada akakanya ko bokakanya. Mukakane badmale bachikomyewo. But it's not going anywhere. It went to parliament. The thing that Ugandans have not understood is that these things can be fought in parliament before they go into law, before they pass into law. Era ndababana Uganda nga balonda bulonzi out of excitement. Gundi abe exciting ne bamuwaka. Gundi abe exciting. That's not how you're supposed to vote people that understand how politics works, so that they help you play politics the right way, for you to get the benefits of the political system. VAT, mumutege de VAT. Ngenda bawa example. Engano bagikola muki? Engano bagikola mu wheat. Yeah? Wheat is grown in the garden. Engano. Wheat bamwita gwe muwemba. Wheat grown in the garden. Now, if the gardener makes more than 150 million shillings annually in sales, he ought to pay VAT of 18. He ought to collect VAT, not pay. Collect VAT of 18% from the people that buy the wheat from him. Now, after those people, let me give you an example. The wheat, the trader of the wheat sells like a kilo of wheat from the garden at 600 shillings to me, who is a manufacturer of wheat flour. Now, let me give you an example. Someone charges me 1,000 shillings for wheat. No, let's use maize, kasori. So the person who sells maize to me, let's imagine I have a flour milling plant. I come to Joshua, who is selling maize, and I buy maize from him at 1,000 shillings. But because he's a tax agent of government, he charges me 18%. So instead of paying 1,000, I pay 1,180 shillings. Now, my purchasing, I've bought the goods at 1,180 shillings, right? I include my profit, I include my operational costs, and let's say I end up at 2,000 shillings. Now, the next person that is going to buy from me, I have to include VAT if I'm VAT registered. And I charge them 2,280 shillings. You get? Now, if the person that buys from my kaunga is, let's say he makes posho for sale. He takes the flour, the maize flour at 2,280 shillings. He includes his operational costs and profits and ends at 3,000 shillings. He's supposed to add 18% to make 3,380 shillings. That's how VAT works globally. Oba yagala oba toyagala nze lunga nabadde sinaba kubisoma bulungi bitegeera. I saw the traders talking about double taxation. That is not double taxation. That is how VAT works. Why? Let me tell you nze bwenkitegeera. The government has made it possible for you to be able to add value. Now, every time you add value to something, the people that you have sold that thing that you have added value to are supposed to pay government 18% for enabling the value addition to happen. So at every point of value addition, the government is supposed to receive a cut of the money that is being made. And the government had decided to get 18%. That's my understanding of VAT. Now, I believe this is something that should have been said a long time ago. URA should have had a campaign like 2 years. Campaigning VAT, Efris. But let me tell you, those guys they just force things. They forget that they are working for us. They forget they are working for us, and that's where the problem is. Bali mu eseri banyumirwa batwala emisale egitategerekeke emiyitirivu bavuga motoka mpya. For you to understand that abasajja bali mu kulya sente, genda mu parking ya URA bujjo okumanya teri motoka za rais mu URA era bwe banga ya rais ya kirina kibina okitegeera ate nga kirina ekimuvuza kibina tayagala bamulabe nti sente ayina kati avuga kibina baleme kumutunuulira bubi okitegeera. But I hope I've made sense of that. If I haven't, guys, ask questions. Then ngenda baba akabozi kange. Lero ne mu 1 hour mpisemu kubaka na akabozi nyino kabawa. Adde nyona kumazi. Why is coffee charged VAT yet there is no value addition? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the anti-kakate. There is value addition kato. When you buy coffee seeds and you put them in the ground, you add value by putting pesticides, by digging, you add value, and then you get the coffee beans. But there is value addition. So I'm going to just park somewhere, so maybe we'll be no bien so because obudde bwaffe bwawedde yodda. And so anyway, guys, atategedde VAT na Efris damobuze ekibuzo, let it be specific. Chicho otategedde togamba sibitegedde. Bwoba tobitegedde, you'll watch this video again ojja bitegeera. Frederick, hi. How is Mutungo? So you mean there is where we see VAT in and VAT out? Exactly, Valerian, thank you. VAT in and VAT out. Chitegeza, as a company, if you collect VAT on behalf of the government, make sure you also get receipts for your VAT. We go sasudi, so that you deduct and you pay very little to the government. There is another advantage to VAT that people haven't gotten, especially the companies that collect a lot of VAT. You have cash flow for at least that month. Sente ozizaze eza government. Bo collecting the government million 18. For that month okyasobola okuzizaazamu mangu. Government noji wangu mazo okuzizaazamu. Kitegeeza, that's why businesses diversify, so that as they collect VAT, they use it in short-term businesses, ka business nga kafunira umangu mwezi milioni 18 za government za kunganyiza zikole mwendala nga 10 ali okawe government 18 kyayo. I don't know if it's also a strategy abantu aba marketing bali badde bazibagamba nti why tukola okitegera. I love marketing. Ebya Efris biganye after all government will do what they want to which was cha inspection. Central Forex Command nende boyo koloti ya jabisa sula. A 15-year treasury bond of 16% interest per annum. Net profit above 14 after 10% income tax will be issued by BOU next month. The interest coupons are paid twice a year starting May 2000. Banange Jeko msajja gwe nafunya agendo tugamba ebintu ebyangambi yampada appointment ya end of May. Muri de bagay Jeka abagambye start in May you guys can buy a treasury bond for 15 years where you get 16% interest per annum. Kitegeza bwogula treasury bond ya government ya milioni 10 bagenda bakuwa akakade kamne emitwalo 6 sikyekyo per year for 15 years. Ontegedde baba ne interest wo sobola mujjayo buli woyagalira. That's what I've understood in JK's statement. Rakuba JK is a very private person. Go alibadde osoka ne hosting ku live kuno no tubulira. If there is anyone that knows about treasury bonds ngosobola okumpa an interview sooner than what I could secure, you can tell me. Now I get another question. After collecting that money, VAT, the factory owners are going to be tax-free. No, they are not tax-free. Even after you have collected VAT, guys, the VAT is government money, it's not your money. But on your profit still, you pay income tax at the end of the year. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Ero sasura income tax at the end of the year. So nobody is actually tax-free. Nobody tax-free. There are tax holidays, of course. Never na Uganda mso often tax holidays. I don't know if they are corruption-free, but according to what the information I've read, even Ugandans can get tax holidays. Kaningajeke bono jango li investor, but what tax holiday amyaka jongena. Every person can get tax holidays. Bwembate muni mu corruption. I think it's a good thing. Dennis Mawanda Abagambe, let's pay tax. Then we demand by nature. One day bajja kugenda. Thank you guys. Whoever is making service delivery hard in Uganda ajja kufa. Bwana batavudde ko buvi nga tavudde yo mu office ajja kufa. Ate mwe muloza olwana abeerawo forever. Mulaba Steve Jobs yafa. Steve Jobs we muloza ati alina sente zimujjanja babuli kimu. Neera naye yafa. Kuloza mu Uganda muno mulimu asinga Steve Jobs sente. Tali mune bwababba kyenkana kitasobola kusinga Steve Jobs sente. Fe just twakuba tetulina sente tulowooza nti mulimu asinga Steve Jobs sente. Neera naye yafa. So I don't want you guys to think that because there is a corrupt person in URA, he will not leave. Because there is a corrupt person in the police, he will not leave. If he doesn't leave, he will die. And when he dies, someone else, probably a better person, will get into his place. What's taking it? Atha bakuwadaka sente, Joshua tebampadde sente, but me, kati muntu nule nga mbagamba ekintu kino. Mwe, why am I sharing this information? I'm sharing this information because nze nzadde abaana. Until I decide otherwise, my kids are growing up in Uganda and they are going to be Ugandan citizens. Until I decide otherwise, nze nabagamba ekintu kimu. Olunaku lwendizuka kumacha nengamba Uganda is no hope eganye. I will get out of this country. Nkyuse number yange, nkyuse email address, but bachetaga kugenda mu America and I beg on the streets I will go and never come back here. Yensonga lwaki nsoma nnyo nga bwe stara wonti infulumye Uganda si kyagisobola. Ensi yonna gye ngendamu I'm not illiterate. Nga nyine empapula zentandika nazo ne mbagamba abaaye nasoma kino na kino my skills are valuable. Ontegede lwaki nsoma nnyo n'enkya nyina class olweggulo. That's why I study a lot. There is a class which we are introducing ourselves. Nga kati lwaki oli wano maganzi course eno ngisoma kwetegekera exile in case it happens nga bwe ngenda mu nseezo sigenda kutuukayo nga sirina bwendi. But why am I sharing this information? I believe gwe Joshua olina okumanya information yeno era bwe banampa akasente ngenda bagamba bakampadde. I'm telling you naye bali bakopi senga bali bagaba sente senga ino information yafuluma dda naye bakopi bagala kukamula bukamuzi bawulira bubi bwe bazzaamu bakopi nnyo. But why am I sharing this information? Because Joshua wetaaga ogimanye. Bw'onoomanya information yeno togenda kubeera bitter, genda kufuna loophole because everything has a loophole. I'm telling you everything has a loophole. Kati ezo loopholes olina okukola ki? N'ogwo omusolo mwe mulabanga omubi, yes mubi naye nagwo gulina loophole. Kati loophole abantu abasinga gye batamanyira ne batrader abacomplaining of VAT nabo tebamanyire is VAT in and VAT out. Because abasuubuzi baffe, let me give you an example and I'm not saying all of them do it, but let me tell you abasuubuzi b'omu kikuubo abasinga tebalina companies registered, balina sole proprietorships. As a sole proprietorship you may not be able to claim VAT. Okitegeera? But as a company you can claim VAT. Refunds, VAT refunds chengamba. You can claim VAT refunds. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. But refunds you are etezikuwa in terms of money. Muna abano company ezikule murokeza number plates za ready nga tebasasudde musolo. Baba bagusasudde ne gwe babanja. Osobola mu ku motoka yo ne bakwe number ya ready. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Wemba nyina chenimba of course bajja kunkubira sino. First they may intimidate me. But this is what I'm saying. Twetaaga tubimanye fenga abavubuka. There are other secrets that probably we don't know fengafe because we don't have experience in business. Kati amatu abalina experience in business abadde basasula VAT. Mwe mulowooza Coca-Cola tesasula VAT. It pays, isn't it here? Mwe mulowooza wa mulwana, for people that have bought batteries, nze batteries zange zigenda mu mmotoka nzigula wa mulwana zisasula VAT 18%. Mwe mulowooza senga VAT yali mubi senga mulwana era mulwana nze bampa Efris receipts ku Uganda batteries. Mwe mulowooza senga Efris ne VAT byali bibi senga mulwana teyaggalawo dda. Oba mulowooza mulwana bw'amala okusasula Efris ne zingira mu URA alina bagenda naawe enguzi mu system ne babisiimuulamu. When something is on the system it cannot be taken off. Ewamandira nze wipers emugula omutwalo gumu ekinu ewamandira nzigula 283. Why do you think I buy them like that? Because basasula VAT 18%. So but their wipers wadeza bei mu kuzebbali naye era nnungi okusinga kuzebbali. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Kati nze wipers onanze kozeseza wipers engule ewamandira emitwalo 3 nnungi okusinga zengule ebbali ez'omutwalo. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Katano ne yapakinze mu kifo kyange. Bana bantu bamanyi nti we have parking reserved. Tena parking awe kimotoka ekibi. Kankyuse parking ewana ayika tunamukolera ki. Ate bana bantu parking before byaffe. Tebalinawo na office wano. Yeah? Tebalinawo office, office. They don't have offices here. So, bajja ne parking before ebiri reserved. Yombe na ye. But anyway, guys, ngenda kusoma ebibuzo imbadde mugizende okemba we ekibuzo ngende. Ekibuzo kati of course ngenda kisalamu ko tekijja nyuma nnyo nga bwe kyali nnyo. But that's because of Joshua's question jambuuziza nti walidde akasente saalidde naye kati Joshua you are etegenda kuwa information yenu. Tegenda gikuwa. Kati nze agimanyiko bwenje kuwa nfiirwa ki. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So that's why I'm giving you that information. What is filing returns? What is involved? Alan Mulindwa, filing returns. This is when you file for income tax. Every year, every financial year. Omwaka gwa Uganda gugwako mu June. That's why in July they read the budget. Oba gisoma mu June, they read it in July. Every year business filing income tax. Nange nzenga Arthur I file for income tax. Nzenga as an individual I file income tax. Era buli muntu yali badda filing na asasula income tax. Income tax by charging on the profits oba on the money you remained with. Gwenga omuntu kuze wakola omwaka ogwo ze wa spending nga katugeze gwenga Alan wakola million 10 ku million 10 no kale wakola million 2 n'okozesako 10 n'office 10 ku 10 ekyo olina okuwako government 30%. That's what we call filing returns. But then waliwo gye bayita VAT filing eyo ya buli mwezi government olina ogiwa VAT waayo wa collectinga. Okay, atha akasente Dennis nandi agadde okukalya munnange. But I think the problem is Bannayuganda buli bw'obagamba bye batayagala kuwulira naddala nga byandibadde gavumenti ebibagamba balowooza gavumenti yakuwadde ssente, and that's a very bad thing. Nze yesterday namaze kwogera n'accountant wange, then I discovered these things, okitegeera, and I realized, oh, I can actually do this. Some people here bafunyeemu embeera. Ate wala Ugandans, we hate the truth. Twagala tugamba bitwagala. Exactly. Kati munne Muganda oli mugamba inze. One thing I've realized about young people, ate butache jemwe mu people. Senga tubadde mu Bwakabaka bwa Buganda. Nga bwe mulaba government eno bweriko. Nga Bwakabaka bwe buliko bwe butuyisa buti. Twalikoze eki. Obwakabaka obuliko bubeera bubi. Muganda wa Kabaka asobola okutta Kabaka na taking over. Because abalabye nga Muganda waafuga bubi. That's how kingdoms worked. Osegera naye bw'oba tomusse kitegeeza enfuga ya Kabaka eyo embi egenda kubeerako paka bwafa n'avaako mutabani we n'atekinga over oba muganda we. Naye kati tetuli mu Bwakabaka, kati tuli mu democracy. Kitegeeza ki gwawulira nti ensi eno ekunyiiza nnyo mu 2026 mpulira nnyo abantu nga bagamba nti sikyalonda biki bw'oba tokyalonda you have no reason to complain about anything. Bw'oba gwawulira nga okulonda tekukyayamba toyina nsonga lwaki oyogera n'ebantu ku bintu bino. Obuvunaanyizibwa bwo nga Munnayuganda, sasula omusolo londa, make them accountable. Bw'oba tokyalonda toyina nansonga lwaki onyigira Arthur byayogera. Arthur oyina company wali ofunye ku tax holiday and others they give to investors. Sifunanga tax holidays Joshua. But hey guys, toyina kubanga wali ofunye ku ebyo ebintu. Nze mbagambye ensonga lwaki nsharing nze. Bw'obanga ebyesharing nze gobiraba in bad faith, it's okay. Efris is a system that enables tracking VAT. Not VAT, income, Nicholas. Nze nalinga byekoko Efris invoice, na I think I see VAT registered. But Arthur, can you imagine a single company can go up to a total of 60%? I don't know what you mean. Traders are fighting VAT because they don't want their business to be monitored. Thank you, Nicholas. Not in Uganda, Parliament, chiri chitanda. And chitandali because mmuteka ye bitandali. Bamama bamwe. Bajjajja bamwe. Osegera nze nyina mwe natuka nga jjajja sikyamwa yadde 10 lwa kulonda bitategerekeka. Nze mbabuulira kubanga yeri mu kyalo gyali obwongo bwe ebintu ffe bye tumanyi ffe ng'abavubuka tusoma tukola ki ye tabimanyi. Kati obuvuna kati nze ate bwe nagezanga ko mugambe ebirimu abavubuka temwagala kukola ne mwakale beerayo njala yeekulumemu. Of course I give her. Na ye wabaawo tukanga bazadde bo boyina okusooka okusomesa because bazadde bo be bamala galonda out of excitement. Be balonda abasajja olwokuba alina olubuto alabika ngo olwokuba alina omutwe munene gwa round gwa kiwalaata n'alonda. Be batalonda bavubuka because balowooza abavubuka tebalina magezi. Eyo nvuddeyo. Imagine NSSF, pay as you earn, property tax, VAT, withholding, extra tax package. Guys, emisolo emibi tugirwanyise. Eja double taxation tugirwanyise. Nene emituufu weegiri. And we have atemwe mumanye ekintu kimu. Eje emisolo URA je taxing. Jayita mu parliament kyembagamba mwe muza parliament teina mugaso. Abamuntu lano balaba nga munga parliament eve. Mwe mumanche mwogerako. Efo kyo kugamba parliament evewo mugende mu constituencies amwe mu campaigning ira abantu bemulaba nti bali mu kumagezi. Mwe temuwoza nze politics na muvaako. How will we manage to keep the businesses running yet the competitors don't pay VAT? Anti kyembagamba kyekyo buli businesses asule VAT. Now in a business a Kampala, don't deal with people that are not VAT registered. In Zokuva no little company jagada ziri VAT registered is living anangi. Arthur, with our bad internet and where the government can switch off internet at their will, how will Efris really work on our fourth world country? Ray. Now, fena Twitter business, nsomesa abaana ba digital marketing wane iwange. Na recently tried to get a Facebook ads because we are supposed to use VPN to access Facebook. But now accounts are when it was blocking. And then bagambe we to yitamu. Ebyo kati mubirabye. Bye to yitamu. kati nalaba agavubuka nga bablockinga Facebook bagiblocking abavubuka bavumirako biki ebyo bye tuyitamu. But still I've been told by some of the greatest minds in the country, if they have blocked Facebook, we find another channel. But bro, there are some products that don't attract VAT. Ekyo sikifudde ku bwe bajeziri, it's okay. Kati nze yange, my products, my services attract VAT, so I'm going to charge VAT. Then if I pay VAT somewhere, ontegeera, after paying VAT in pain to see that you're getting good service in our country, and you hear 300 people were recruited, anti kati Wilba kyekyo kye nabagambye mu parliament, mulekerawo okulonda abasajja ab'embuto, mulekerawo okulonda abasajja olw'okuba muganda mukwano gwa kitaawo, mulekerawo okulonda abasajja olw'oku. Your voice is enough. Fe tulage gy'ogenda. We want to see the view of Kampala. Luka boys, bino bwe byenkola ku live broadcast because you're new. Olumu, I want to emphasize a point and I need you to look at me. That's how communication works. So for wheat, I think that starts from the milling plant. I have no idea. That's something that you guys have to know in business here. And the gardener pays income tax only. Anti gardener bwabanga tafuta kola million 15 chenna bagambi Valerian, if the gardener also makes a turnover of more than 150 million, ira na yajja kusasula. Olaba n'aba traffic bayina to receipt books ate fe ba traders. Kati anti dabagambi, kati instead of you, it's bad, talk to your accountant and find the loopholes. Bane, tax avoidance is not bad. You just have to do it right. Kati wano wekasera tutandika okugenda ba accountant tubasembeze mpita antya wano oyina woyita naawe. I think it's double taxation kusaidia abasuubuzi because they pay VAT when importing. Kati olwo lutalo lw'abasuubuzi bali badde balwana dda mu parliament naye tebalulwana nga bagamba politics tabakwatako. Mujjukira kye nabagambye, tulina bwe twali ng'abo abasajja abagagga bo bagamba fe politics twamuvaako. Kati kano ke kaseera bategere politics waba affectingira. Eyo nvuddeyo. Now you talk about wheat flour. Do you know the price is still going to be higher because they add VAT? Guys, yes, the price is going to be higher and we will still eat. Kati, you people, one thing you have not understood. Nchibwachi atha yasigara yongeza gondi pre-purchase inspection fee because nange the services basigara bazongeza. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Nawe bwe baku emere gyogula bwe baya bay, nawe services ozongeze, and that's how the cycle works. And eventually if not tujja tukanga we can afford. Kati atha lwaki fa akasente akatono ke batusasula kyokka beesigamye kuffe. Anti-governments depend on people. Governments can't sustain themselves. This means VAT is paid by the final consumer. If VAT is added at all levels, then to get yes, safe VAT. Namwe irafu safe joli yebungereza. VAT wo gwe again anogula coffee mu Starbucks gwasasula VAT wa Starbucks. Starbucks tesasula VAT. Starbucks is just the collector of VAT. Lwakubanti kati safe mwe mugende ebungereza musanga tax systems abwe zili already organized. Tekikumenya osanga bya beyi. Noga era mu biwulira abantu abali ebweru nobaga ha eri emisolo miyitirivu tosobola simanya ku survivinga kyekijja wano just in kiyingira buyingizi. So if I buy from Mukwano and pay VAT and buy from KFC and pay VAT in total of 18, if I was to be charged 2 million, I only pay 0.2. What do you mean? Also, if I buy from non-VAT payers, I have to give out VAT cash of 2 million. Exactly, STA sounds. Kitegeeza gwe bwoba ina company ngeri VAT registered ngo collecting a VAT. Kitegeeza nawe dealing na bantu bali VAT registered. Todda mugula ku bantu batali VAT registered. Era bwogula ku bantu abali VAT registered, bakuwe tax invoice ya Efris eraga 18%. Kitegeeza gwe wa business entono osobola kubite motya. Wa business entono bwoba ogula rim. Bwoba ogula rim nga bwogula rim emu togenda kufuna Efris invoice. Genda ogule box ewantu webacharginga obere chovola bantu businesses mukati zigula in bulk bagule ewantu nga nabo bagenda funa Efris receipt eraga VAT. So that ba offsettinga kazezo lupolo zembagamba nti gwe VAT osobola mu collectinga dontamuwa government. Otegede kyenkugambye. The sooner we understand this, the better. Kati gwalowooza nti mbigamba lwakuba nalidde nze bwe nfuna amagezi saagala ngeesigalize. goli waddembo okuziba amatu n'ogamba sijja biwulira Arthur yalidde sijja biwulira Arthur yalidde bwe nali anja bagamba actually mwe benjo okusooka okubagamba nange bampadde akasente ka URA naye tebasobola bali bakopi waliwo omuntu gwe bawa sente n'ayita mukama wo omukopi bakopi nnyo tebasobola kuwa yadde ekikumi. I thought VAT is charged on your net profit. No. Actually, income tax is charging a profit. I don't know charging a net, but charging a gross. Net profit is is the profit you get after paying taxes. Your triple succession or sasurango ying is a bin to ebimu, no sasurango or subuza, no sasurango. Mpiso. Gwesibasa sura VAT. Final user agenda okusasula VAT sigwe tonantegeera mpiso. The final user is the one that is going to pay the VAT, not you the trader. Central Forex Command to which was your inspection. You have made sense at least in so okunyonyola. Central Forex ekibozi to chipapya ngenda chibagamba nkanziremo obubuzo buno buveewo. They are recruiting another DPC RCC. Ebyo nabyo nanze mbitegira. I totally need taxation class before I open my mobile food truck. You get an accountant akunyonyera. I get an accountant atali mubbi. I personally pay VAT when importing. Why should I pay VAT again? Sigwasa sura VAT John. Ekintu ekibalemye okutegeera nsimwe musasura VAT abasuubuzi. Okitegeera. But then still ekintu kyogamba mukirwanyisize mu parliament eno bye tuli mu bino temugenda sobola kukirwanyisa. Musobola oku extending ange mara president we stop is a temporary. Naye you cannot stop it. Ekyo bintu babirwanyisiza mu parliament. Actually to beat VAT one can use VAT collected then make purchase. Exactly kyembagamba. Chovola banti companies buy vehicles for employees. Ni babo fuel cards and stuff like that. Bogula treasury bond zeno government eyagwamu edda oboto mede. My take from the comments is that URA should do a lot of tax. Thank you JK. Ndozola bantu abantu abamu balina obusungwe naye nga obusungu bwe balina buva from a point of ignorance. Fe bwe tukomawo okuva ku mission tusanga sente tekuli ku account kyokanga sente bazikekejjula anti olina kumanya bazikekejjula ziragawa. We pay a lot more taxes than Uganda, but we understand them and they actually serve us. Thank you, JK. The first point is us understanding what tax are we paying. Then once you understand what tax you're paying, then you go ahead and try to understand zinyambachi zichikola bwezibate zichikola no gena ntandika okudimaninga. Good morning, Moses Heath. Just as an example, a gross salary of about 47 million a month in Denmark would leave you with a net of about 28. Wachiraba nti okwata omusala n'osasula almost half of it to the government. You are a yetaaga okusomesa bya musoro. For sure I have understood a lot. Efris is not a problem. Abatayagala kusasula musoro be bakikumamu omuliro. Thank you Hashim. Mutumba Pade, even if you need water, Arthur, cause this job you're doing, it's not easy as someone's work in URA. Yapakinzeo Gaya. Apakinzeo chimotoka chiri awo chibibi, but Arthur 48% for business it's high. Joseph, people pay higher taxes than that in other countries. Tax avoidance is a crime. Tax avoidance, tax mitigation is illegal. What is mitigation? Mitigation, tax avoidance. Katindabi kankweseza avoidance ngategeza mitigation. But Rwanda Charter and Ikada, everything you buy is VAT inclusive. VAT compliance and its benefits is what keeps puzzling many of us. I totally agree with you that Efris is a good move, but Ugandans don't want to pay taxes because tebala baje ziraga kitegeza kati URA NRA inokwekodamu omulimu efunewo probably a division eyambako on monitoring ebyo bintu bino public relations office simanyi PR wa URA ekyakola yani bede yatandika doko advocating atufune akantu akalaga abantu nti at least to government to holding accountable naita angazi ali mukulya sente mukuzimba nyumba z'abapangisa ate bakola kye ekirala abo ata bakuba PR eggwanga lijja kula. Thanks for the information. Amina Joshua chokabe bawe eme mtebagisobola anti emine mbaji wa baganda bawe na batabani bawe. Kale guys, in Uganda people vote for the sake of voting, no principles. Thank you. Balonda bamboto nene nti oyo musajja alina ekikomera wali ne bamuwa obululu. Oyo musajja asala bulungi enviiri ne bamuwa obululu. Osegeera yekuwa obuwowo ne bamuwa obululu. Yawasa People vote for funny things. Zenabara bwana ngabo kanyo president we France. Nti yawasa omukazi omukulu kati oyategeera ki. Baba gambye obwongo buli mukazi go wasa. Thanks for educating us. I think you should go. Sijagenda mu parliament mu ndeke sagala kunzita. Nali njagala kwesimba ku bwa mayor waffe eyo mu kyalo. Ne bangamba Arthur bajja kukutte wantu eyo gundi ayagalayo. Nenchivamu. But anyway, kamba wechibozi. Seth agambe tax avoidance isn't a crime, but evasion is. Still, yes, thank you, Seth. You can avoid tax illegally. Naye kati ebyo bintu accountant bambaye no bibayigiza nange ngenda katandika katukubiyiga. But anyway, kamba wechibozi. Atategedde bya VAT nsasule ekyetaano nkusomese. Arthur, ebyamaje tobuuza nti sente za mutema ziragawa. Ze mutema ziragawa. Ebyamaje tebabuuza. But Arthur, suppose you are buying 50 kgs sugar from a manufacturer, you pay 18%. Then take chukubo. Anti gobobo gule wa manufacturer charging 18%. Naye wojja mu kikubo. The person that buys from you know charging 18%. Si gwasa sura kati eno 18% joje kuono. Eh? Of course sigara yeyongera government obviously ejja kufunamu. But sente gweze wasasura manufacturer, you offset it. Kitegeza gwe waze wa manufacturer zisigala. Ontege de wilbur. Sente bwogenda mukachira n'ogula isukali ne bakucharginga 18%. Nawe bwoguza retailer nakuwa 18%. 18% yo wa manufacturer gwogisigaza. Kana akafiseko ko wa government. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Evasion is taking advantage of loopholes within the system, and that doesn't make it my fault. Not evasion. Ogambi chotegeza yegundi avoidance. Again, another trader, you buy 18%, final consumer ends up buying at a higher rate. Yes, Wilbur, that's how it is. That's globally, guys. Globally, that's how it is. Chitegeza chi ntugwayagala okubeera cheaper than the rest in the market. Either tandika okumanufacturing sukali owoberenga gwe manufacturer gwe wholesaler, oba find a cheaper supplier. Ebyo ebintu fe tubisoma mu supply chain mu marketing. Yeah. Kati mwe bagayi mwino okujja musome digital marketing ewange ku institute. Mukiwulidde katika tugende ku kibuuzo kya leero. Guys, siddamu kwogera ku bya taxi mbimaze, siddamu kwogera ku Efris mu maze. Kati fabagula kwota ebbeeyi terinya ya kilo. Abagula kwota temubimanya na bimanya. Muwulira buzi nti sukali yalinnye temumanya lwaki yalinnye. I think that's why my judge keeps voting badly. Kuba jajja wange sukali nagezaako okuteeka mu jajja wange ekyokugula kilo ya sukali kyagaana agula kwota. Waliwo n'abagula kwota ya kwota mu mukyali awo. Kati jajja wange ne bwaba ne sente zenkana kyagula kwota kati yetajja kumanya lwaki sukali yalinnye. Arthur, now what can the final consumer do in this case? It means it's only affecting the final consumer. Ebyo sijja bigamba naye nga ne final consumer osobola okukikuba. Traders are afraid that they won't get buyers. They will get buyers. Kati bino you are area you know kukola naye simanyi na kumanya. Era kyemanyi kati saawa eno mu URA waliwo alaba video eno. Bw'oba olaba video eno mumpeeyo kasente nze designing yo ka campaign kange eno tusomesa abantu because nze nkimanyi ekintu kye mukola mwe gwe mulimu gwammwe aba URA. Mundeke Rogers. Anyway guys, eyo nvuddeyo. Kati tugenze ku kibozi kya pre-purchase inspection. Guys, pre-purchase inspection is very important when you're going to buy a car. Lwaki kamba we example. Some time ago, waliwo wano kyali waffe yajja na kumacha yankubira kwolole nyini najja tugende tukola inspection. Mwaza akasente kange camping akampa. We go look at we because he wanted the car for business. I think I told you part of the story. So we went, saw the business, the car that I said, you know what, I think you should buy this car. It was 20 million. Then after seeing that car, he says, you know what, Arthur, we should go see other cars. Then we went saw other cars that were really bad. And I told this guy, you know what, you should buy that car. We went back to the car with the mind of buying that car. Now we are still looking at the car. The brokers that took us to bad cars called this gentleman. And their phone call started like this. Hello? Obwedda tongambye nti olina oyo guy. Obwedda oyo ye Arthur. Soko ove mu motoka woli awo nkubulire. The guy got out of the car. When he got out of the car, whatever they said, me, I know what was going to happen. And actually, after he got off the phone, I told the owner of the car, you know what, vuge motoka yogende. Ono tagenda gula motoka eno. Because they had already biased him. So the guy, I think, went on and he said, okay, tugende mu bank nsasule motoka. So I drove him to the bank myself.
bwe twatuuka mu bank ne nfuluma ndoozi era omubulooka n'addamu n'amukubira essimu. Bwe yaddamu n'amukubira essimu ngenda okukomawo mu bank gayi n'agamba omanyi Arthur emmotoka eyo omutima gwange tegugisiimye sigenda kugigula. Sebo omutima gwange tegugisiimye sigenda kugigula. And I said it's okay. He even paid the owner, because the owner of the car say, normally the people that I do inspection for, we make sure that the person we are buying the car from, yatugoberera atusange ku bank tuleme tambula na sente. So guy yali avuze emmotoka nga agitusiza ne ku bank. The guy came out of the bank, gave the other person money for fuel, refunded, because I had already given the other person 50,000. Kubanza oli omusajja bwe yagira ne mugamba omanyi kankuwa amafuta kwate 5 mpa yesatu nkoleki gutukutogende, because I had realized after that phone call this person wasn't going to buy a car. Ntara nnyo bagamba ba broker si bakwano bamwe naye temumpuliriza. Ba broker ba business people ngakola ki nga gayi yeekuba bwe yeekuba nga mugamba kale no problem ojja kunkubira, we get another day, go look at other cars bubino tugisiimye, because it was already later. I think it was around 4 something, so it didn't make sense to go look at other cars. Nga agamba nja kukubira. The guy did not call me back. Now this is the interesting bit. Yesterday I get a call from my mechanic. Ngamba Arthur, ojukira oli guy gwe twagenda naye n'atagula mmotoka. Mama yaguza omuguunwa gw'emmotoka. So after getting out of there, bye guys, don't give me money if you don't trust me. Ekyo nkibagamba. Agaana ago gasigaze genda bugenza ogule mmotoka. So this guy, I think after talking to these brokers, they convinced him to go back. Ngaba muguze mmotoka envundu sigenda bagamba kika kya mmotoka, because ajja tegeera nti gwe njogera ko kuba waali era ng'agenda agule mmotoka. Okuva bwe yagigula emmotoka eri mu garage. On top of buying that car, a bad car, I don't know who is advising him. Because emmotoka eri mu garage ya makanika wange, ye bw'alaba kati ategeera gwe njogerako. Even now emmotoka eri mu garage ya makanika, as a matter of fact yamusanga n'amwewuunya namugamba okolera wano ko makanika wange nkolera wano. Kale kagenda omulaba agula emipiira emikadde. This is something I've been telling you not to do guys. Agula emipiira emikadde namugamba emmotoka lwaki ogisaako emipiira emikadde ntate gino egiriko ngate emipiira egiriko mirungi okusinga gy'ateekako. I don't know who advises you guys, and this is something that has happened even with people that we have bought cars with. When we buy cars with you guys, I advise you what to do. For example, sometimes we buy a car and I tell you do this and this and this, and then you don't follow my instructions. There is another person we bought a car with. I don't know how much he bought the car he bought, but one of the reasons he was giving for not buying the car he was buying, because initially when we were, and this is why you need to know why you're buying a car. If you're buying a car because you want to buy a car for business, buy a car for business. If you want to buy a car for personal use, buy a car for personal use. Don't want to buy a car for business, then ate for personal use, then ate your business ejja kunywa nnyo ate nga bwemba. You need to be focused. You need to be very focused as you go to buy a car. So I found that one of the problems this gentleman had was that he wasn't sure about exactly why he was buying the car, because femoroka gye twali tuliko yalinga ekola byombi, business and other things. It was not so comfortable for personal use, but it was very effective for business. So this gentleman ngagenda wherever he bought that car, but I'm sure mujukira when nabagamba konti ababroka batutwala mbife ebiri emmoroka envundu just kyagala genda. I think that's why he bought this car. Bana emmoroka eringa enkuba emigo yatomera okuva lwe yagigula emmoroka ebira mu garage, ate nga I'm sure agigula more than 10 million. Cheche nabaga guys, sente ezo muziraba. Gwosobola ogamba I'm not going to buy a car of 20 million, let me buy a car of 10 million. You buy a car of 10 million and spend 10 million fixing it. That's something you need to avoid. Of course nemoroka empya zenyini tuziteekamu sente, but the less you invest in that car after buying it, the better. Every time you make a mistake of buying badly, you're going to pay through the nose. And also the guys that have bought cars with me, I've advised you, nekugamba tuguze mmoroka eno gikole kino na kino na kino na kino kiri kyesonyiwe. The guys that bought cars with me and they followed what I told them to do have peace. They have peace. The people that did not follow what I told them to, they don't have peace. Let me give you, I've told you about this gentleman. Twagula naye mmotoka ne mugamba bwe nfuna agikuwamu sente tugano kwate simu zange. So we buy a car 9.5. like a month after we bought it, we get someone that is willing to give him 11 million. Nemukubya nemugamba nyina no muntu agule motoka ya million 10 ozikwata. Then the guy said kankuddire. He did not answer my calls again. Nemukubya nagano zikwata. Navuge motoka for another 3 months. After 3 months motoka netandika okulwala. Muge motoka bwe zirwala. Kubera yagula nkadde motoka ya million mwenda kitundu tesobola kubanga mpya. Bwitandika okulwala ngaakuba Arthur twagule motoka eno naye banseera ne mubuuza baakuseera ki. I even got someone that is willing to give you more money wagaana. Okitegeera. So guys, you need to listen to me. Moro FCMA overheating the guys. I may not be able to say your names. Naye nga mwebale nnyo for mwebale kubeera ku broadcast. The next thing is going to do is shut off. So it might shut off automatically. So let me see. What haven't I read? Arthur, now that the final consumer doing this case, Chimaze, Arthur, Tote wa mayor, Monveko. Those with money just have to buy from wholesalers. Thank you. Valerian, a final consumer, you have to find a way possible of making a business which can recover back your money. Thank you. You know we are now on the move. No VAT complaint, no purchase or service hire. Exactly. But if you are a jobless person or a person near, just then it's really bad for the consumer in this case, guys. It can be stopped, but in our country with our system it's difficult. Manya, everything that you want stopped can be stopped in parliament. Name parliament mulonda out of kutalk show gwe avuma obulungi gwe muwa atambula n'abamaje gwe muwa. You guys vote out of selfish interests. Nti guy tumuwo your neighbor wafe olonda neighbor nga talina magezi. There are people that vote based on guy yatuwa sente z'okwanjula n'amulonda guy ya contributing akulomberwa atata n'amuwa mutekere butegekezi family za mbere nga temulonda bantu based on favors. Bana ikangezeko okusoma amanya gamwe Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm, Valerian Serunkuma, Triple M, Tusime Eddie, Ntare Samuel, Wabuyi Nelson, Travel Live Vlog, Hasmat, Hashim, Richard Luanga, Mutumba Pade, Usama Hassan. And one went because when this phone starts overheating, a sala the screen light. Ivan Kayuchi, Mutumba Pade. So wembuka erinnya lyo bambi simu bubi mbasirabye bulabi. Central Forex Bugwawo Medi, Ibanda Bernard, Matembe Abdur Nasa, Ray, Antonio Random Things, Kutosi Nicholas, Kato Jibiri, JK, Saith Kagaba, Benzi Jukira ngenda bogera de sinabatuukako, Semusu Wilba, Mutumba Pade, Bill Gadgets UG, Banks, Paul Sema, Bukenya Abi,